Chinese EVs are not safe. BYD just got exposed. More than a dozen people have lost their lives due to these unsafe EVs going around. The EV push must be stopped. While companies like Ford and GM are making EVs safer, the Chinese are cutting corners and making dangerous EVs. And get this, BYD now plans to enter the US market and undercut our brands. After beating Tesla's sales and killing more than 50 EV startups in China, BYD is now gearing to capture our market. But are BYD cars even safe? How did a person end up in a coma due to their EVs? And is buying an EV even safe for the common man right now? So here's what happened. In a disturbing incident that has sent shockwaves through the automotive industry, a driver of a BYD electric vehicle in China reportedly suffered an electric shock that led to a coma. This event has sparked significant controversy and concern over the safety of electric vehicles produced by BYD, a leading manufacturer that recently topped global car sales in 2023. The incident occurred when the driver, operating a BYD D1 model, apparently experienced a severe electric shock upon touching the gear lever of his vehicle. The shock was so intense that it caused the driver to struggle to unfasten his seatbelt and escape the car. In a desperate bid for help, he managed to shout out to passersby, warning them of a short circuit within the vehicle before collapsing. Subsequently, he was rushed to a hospital where he was diagnosed with blisters on his right arm, head, and face, indicative of an electric shock. More alarmingly, he was also diagnosed with cerebral hemorrhage and has since been in a coma, with this condition being critical and potentially leading to lifelong paralysis. The family of the victim has been in distress, seeking compensation for the mounting medical costs, which have already reached around $15,000. Their attempts to negotiate with BYD have been unsuccessful, promoting them to publicize the incident on social media to highlight their plight and the potential dangers of the vehicle. BYD, however, has denied any mechanical defect in the vehicle. The company points out that another passenger in the car during the incident was unharmed and that their investigations have not revealed any issues with the vehicle's electrical systems. BYD suggests that the symptoms experienced by the driver might have been pre-existing health issues rather than a fault with their car itself. Despite this, BYD has expressed willingness to cooperate with relevant authorities to conduct a thorough investigation to ascertain the true cause of the incident. This case not only raises questions about vehicle safety, but also about the responsibility of manufacturers to ensure the reliability of their electric vehicles. As the investigation continues, the automotive industry and potential electric vehicle consumers will be closely watching how BYD addresses these serious safety concerns. If that's not bad enough, a recent report has also claimed that these BYD vehicles can even be spying on us on American soil. Yes, you heard that right, spying. In a twist straight out of a high-stakes spy thriller, President Joe Biden has dropped a bombshell that has the automotive and security worlds on edge. He's warning that Chinese electric vehicles like those from BYD could be more than just cars. They could be potential tools for espionage, posing as a significant threat to U.S. national security. Here's the lowdown. President Biden has put the spotlight on these high-tech cars because they are packed with sensors and cameras that could potentially gather sensitive data about people and places in the US. Imagine a car cruising down your street, but instead of just taking you from point A to point B, it's quietly collecting information about everything it passes. Scary, right? This concern isn't just about privacy, it's about safety too. Biden mentioned that these cars could be remotely accessed or even disabled. This means someone from halfway around the world could potentially control aspects of these vehicles. It's like something out of a science fiction movie, but far more real and far more concerning. Because of these fears, the US is gearing up to possibly slap new restrictions on these vehicles. They're thinking about all the ways these cars could be used for the wrong reasons, and they want to make sure that American citizens are protected. This could mean fewer Chinese electric cars on US roads and tighter checks on the ones that do make it here. This isn't just a small bump in the road for BYD and other Chinese car makers. It's a massive roadblock. The US market is huge, and being shut out or limited here could be a big financial hit for these companies. Plus, it puts pressure on the countries like the UK and nations across Europe to think about doing the same thing. These two big issues, one a national security concern raised by President Biden, and the other a frightening safety incident, are putting Chinese electric cars, especially from BYD, under a microscope. people are starting to ask tough questions about what these cars are really capable of and whether they can be trusted. On one hand, we have the potential for these vehicles to be used as tools for spying, and on the other, there are real worries about whether they're safe to drive. It's a double whammy of concerns that could change the way we all look at electric cars, especially those coming from China. And it's not just about the cars themselves, it's about fairness in the marketplace. The US and other countries have accused China of using sneaky tactics to get ahead in the global car market. This includes giving their car makers huge financial boosts, which could let them sell their cars cheaper than anyone else can manage. This could push out other car makers, which isn't just bad for competition, it's bad for consumers and economies too. Earlier this year, Tesla, the iconic electric vehicle maker led by Elon Musk, was overtaken by China's BYD in a significant shift in the global EV market. This development marks the first time that Tesla has been dethroned as the top seller of electric vehicles worldwide, signaling a major milestone in the automotive industry. The fourth quarter sales figures were the turning point, where BYD outpaced Tesla, showcasing the rapid rise of the Chinese company, which was relatively unknown just a decade ago. In the fourth quarter alone, Tesla managed to deliver 484,000 vehicles, which was more than the 473,000 deliveries analysts had expected. Despite beating forecasts, this figure fell short in comparison to BYD's impressive sales. BYD reported a record-breaking 526,000 battery-only vehicles sold during the same period, firmly establishing it as the new leader in the electric vehicle sector. The significance of BYD's ascent is underscored by its strategic focus on cost-effective production and market expansion beyond its home turf, particularly in Europe. Danny Houston, a financial analyst, knows that BYD's electric cars are becoming increasingly visible on European roads, thanks to competitive pricing strategies. This visibility is not just a testament to BYD's aggressive marketing, but also reflects broader consumer preferences, shifting toward more affordable and innovative electric vehicle options. Throughout 2023, BYD's total annual sales exceeded 3 million across all its vehicle types, which include both fully electric and plug-in hybrid models. In comparison, Tesla's annual sales stood at 1.81 million vehicles. Specifically, BYD delivered 1.58 million fully electric cars, highlighting its substantial footprint in the EV market. Analysts attribute part of BYD's success to the price cuts initiated by Tesla earlier in the year, which inadvertently benefited the Chinese manufacturer by making consumers more aware of the low-cost alternatives offered by BYD. Tu Li, a founder of a Beijing-based advisory company, pointed out that the latest sales data should dispel any remaining doubts in the West about BYD's market strength and its aggressive positioning on the global stage. Despite Tesla's price reductions, which were more dramatic than BYD's, the latter has been able to leverage its cost efficiencies and extensive control over the production supply chain to offer competitive pricing without compromising profitability. BYD's ability to keep its production costs low is largely due to its vertically integrated structure. The company not only manufactures vehicles, but also controls the resources and materials, including batteries and chips, necessary for EV production. Founded in the mid-90s by Wang Shangfu, a former university professor, BYD initially specialized in manufacturing rechargeable batteries. Over the years, with substantial state support and strategic industry planning by Beijing, BYD expanded into the automotive sector. Its early foray into car manufacturing gained a significant boost when Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway invested in the company in 2008. Today, BYD not only stands as a major player in the EV market, but also exemplifies China's broader ambitions to dominate this rapidly evolving industry. The company's success is further highlighted by its commanding presence in China, the world's largest car market. At the end of last year, 6 of the top-selling EV models in China were produced by BYD, capturing more than 35% of the market share. In contrast, Tesla has found it challenging to maintain the same pace with its product launches, particularly against the backdrop of the continuous and rapid innovation by Chinese competitors. This shift in the global automotive landscape reflects not just a change in consumer preferences for smarter, more cost-effective electric vehicles, but also signifies the shifting dynamics of global economic power in the automotive industry. As BYD continues to expand its market reach and innovate, the company's rise could herald a new era for the electric vehicle industry, reshaping how and what consumers drive. As this drama unfolds, the global auto industry is sitting on the edge of its seat. Everyone, from car manufacturers to governments to everyday drivers, is watching closely to see how this will play out. Will Chinese electric cars be banned or restricted in the US and other countries? Will other manufacturers step up their game to compete? And crucially, will the cars we drive be safe from both hacking and hardware malfunctions? What we're seeing is a real-life drama that affects us all, and the next episodes in this saga are sure to be just as gripping as the situation unfolds. The world of electric vehicles is proving to be about so much more than just getting from point A to point B. It's about navigating the complex highways of international politics, business ethics, and consumer safety, all at a speed that none of us might have expected.